Okay, so we're going to get to the rice dish and we're going to make a really simple, all-in-one pot, healthier version of a fried rice that literally everything goes into the pot and then we just set and forget it and off we go and do something else, which in this case, there's always something to do. So this serves about 8 serving sizes. If I meal prep, I can push it to 10 perhaps. Okay, so we're going to go on and we're going to make my all-in-one pot fried rice dish. Simple, everything goes into this pot. And then we simply set and forget while the rice cooks. Let's make a start. So in the bottom of the rice cooker, I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of vegetable oil. I'm using avocado oil to make it a little bit healthier. Not that it really matters, but an olive oil, an avocado oil, and let's get to turning on from warm to cook. And we're going to start to add our ingredients to this. So to that, I'm going to add 100 grams of bacon that's been chopped up. So there's a vegetarian version of this that I make for myself following after I've made this for everybody else in the house. So this one will have bacon in it. It'll also have eggs in it as well. That's the bacon. You can slip it back onto the cook. It needs a certain weight in order to get it to cook. To that, we would either add some shallots, fresh onions, onion powder. I'm going to use some dried spring onions that I had previously dehydrated. So just some of the greens, and then we're going to add some seasoning, bagel seasoning, which is just sesame seeds, black and white sesame seeds, plus onion powder and garlic powder or granules. I'm going to add a tablespoon of that. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, teaspoon of the smoked paprika, some freshly ground black pepper, another teaspoon of that as well, probably a heaped teaspoon because my son does like this in our fried rice. I'll then add a teaspoon of the garlic powder, and the power is now on, so this is starting to heat up now. So a teaspoon of garlic powder, which equals about 3 to 4 fresh cloves. So you can use fresh cloves if you like. I'm just choosing to use the garlic powder because it makes this all very quick to make. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of vegeta. So actually, I'll put, 1 tablespoon should be enough for this amount of rice. You can use beef, chicken, or vegetable. I use the vegetable in this one, and this is my salt content. My family don't particularly love soy sauce, but I will add a tablespoon of soy sauce as well. So 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. As you can see and hear, it's starting to already start to simmer away, and that's just releasing all of the aromatics as well as just cooking that bacon a little bit, which will then add additional flavour as we start to just turn this rice cooker on. Everything so far has come straight out of the different spice jars. I've got no dishes to do yet other than a measuring spoon, and I won't have any more dishes because everything's going to be in this pot. Next step to do once that's been cooking just for a minute or so, just to release those aromatics, is to then add our rice, and in this case I'm using a long grain white rice. You can use whatever rice you like. I just happen to use the long grain rice, and I use 3 cups in this particular rice cooker. I've got a larger one, but 3 cups is enough to make a serving size of about 8 meal preps. Now the rice is in, I just need to add my vegetables, which in this case is 1 cup of peas and 1 cup of corn. Simple, frozen corn, frozen peas. Again, no dishes. To that, I'm going to add 1 of my small jars of capsicum. So this is 1 whole cooked capsicum as well. Do you see what's happening now? Everything's going in here is already pre-cooked, so it will all finish cooking at the same time. Now that's been heating for a minute. I've just switched it back over to warm just while I finish adding the remainder of the ingredients, and then I'll put it back on to cook again. And the cooking time will then be back to the start, which is the length of time it takes to cook the rice. So in goes my capsicum. They're beautiful. They were canned 3 months ago and they're still perfect, and currently we don't have capsicums in season or growing, so it's really good to have had those on the shelf. Next, all I need to add is the boiling water, which is equivalent to the same amount of water as the rice. So 3 cups of rice, 3 cups of water, plus an additional ½ cup. Okay, 3½ cups of boiling water. Why boiling water? Because it just encourages it to all incorporate well together. It doesn't slow down the cooking time, and it also means that the rice is still going to cook at the same rate, and that water no longer has to heat up, so it'll absorb all of those spices as well as the vegetable stock, the vegeta, as well. I'm going to give that a stir, and then we will just put the lid on and let it cook. That's it already, back on the cook. Lid goes on, let it do its thing, and I'll get back onto other jobs like marinating the chicken and preparing the chicken for this. This will be tonight's dinner, and it's early this morning, which gives me a good probably 12 hours to get the chicken marinated. So I'll add that on the end here as well. Quick and easy, one pot meal, hardly cost anything, no dishes, and now I've got work to do and the meal's already started to cook. Perfect. Let's move on to the next part of dinner and getting it done. So everything's now been put together. I've put the egg in here as well. This has taken the same amount of time to cook as it has for me to get the chicken ready. The chicken's now marinating in the refrigerator. I just need to transfer the rice into another container without a lid on. Once it stops steaming, it's going to go into the refrigerator to cool down as well. The egg will get mixed through it. We'll go through that step as well. And then it goes in the refrigerator to chill until I'm time to cook the chicken as well. And then the chicken and the rice will all be ready at the same time, because fried rice is better the next day normally. So we want it to dry out a little bit, which is why there won't be any cover on it once it goes in the refrigerator. Okay, been about 5 minutes and the rice has been sitting. It's time now to transfer this all over into another bowl, and we're going to also chop up the egg that's now cooked within this, and then it's all going to go in the refrigerator. So there's our egg in the middle. So we're just going to chop that up so that we can then blend that through with the rest of the fried rice as well. And then give it all a big stir. So just fluffing up the rice, just like you always do when you've cooked rice in a rice cooker. And then once that's been fluffed up, as you see, all of that moisture has absorbed really well. The rice is still lovely and moist, but it's got all of those beautiful flavours now within it. So into the refrigerator, like I said, as soon as it stops steaming, it'll go into the refrigerator. Now I can add some cooked shrimp to this as well, and I think I do have some in the freezer. I'll have to have a look. But either way, you don't have to add the cooked shrimp as well. This is perfectly ready to go into the fridge, let it cool down, and then we will use this to do the meal prepping with the chicken that I'm also about to start to do the marinating for as well. But that's my cook in the pot, one pot fried rice, quick and easy, done. So it's been in the refrigerator now for a little while. It's cooled down. It's nice and light and friable, just the way fried rice would be. I could leave this even longer if I wanted to. However, I'm going to be making some marinated chicken to go with this as well. I'll do that on another video as well, because I think this video is long enough. I don't have any dishes to do other than the bowl that it's in, plus one bowl and one spoon. So it's a really good way to prep a meal without having to do too many dishes, and now it just needs to be reheated to be eaten as it is, or like I said, to go with the chicken, which is going to be in the next video as well. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.